Hello, this is Ariane. We're book zealots. Prometheus is behind the camera, and these are some of my book journals throughout the year. Somebody had mentioned an interest in seeing them, or a couple of people at least. The book journal that I started in high school was extremely basic and basically had the book title, the author, and was just listed 1 through however many books I read for the year. That book, that little journal that I had for high school was taken and was not returned to me. So the most recent that I have is, alter that. This one is for 1999 to 2008. And this journal was given to me by a friend, and this is what I used it for. So we had the month I read it, what the book was, who the author was, and then information about the book, and just real basic. I tried to calculate how many books I read in a year, and it's interesting going back because then you can see how much my tastes have changed in the books that I read. This one, The White Messiah, was recommended to me by a friend, and I definitely enjoy reading a lot of health books, and that too, kind of a fad, but not really a fad. I don't know.
Do you want me to zoom in to see the titles?
Not yet. Thanks. Also, I was just thinking, so before I started this journal, I keep a regular journal, and I would also list the books I was reading during that time period and when I finished them, but I'm not going to get my journals out. Okay, so this one was from 2009 to 2014, and you can see that the amount of books, well, maybe not, because the other book, I think this one I only read about 12 books a year. That was about my average for a very long time. 2009 I read 52 books, etc. As you all can see, that's listed here. And I pretty much had the same layout. Was
Yeah, you can't see that.
The month, the year, what I read. September, read this one, then this one. 120 banned books about censorship, etc. And so, oh, I remember The Winter People. Do you remember The Winter People? That was such a good book. This is The Winter People is a YA book. It's a YA or a children's book? I don't remember. Anyways, this was a really, really good book. And this one. For 2015, I read 52 books. 2016, what was going on in 2016? I only read 24, then 26, then 28, and then 57, I guess. But the year 2019 was finished in another book. Let me see real quick. So this one's pretty much the same thing. What I did was put the month, put the year, put the book title, the author, and then a little bit of information about the book. So The Hormone Reset Dial, and I put very disappointed, didn't learn anything new, and she is aware that yogurt is dairy, right? Because apparently she kept recommending dairy for a non-dairy diet. And then this one, Reading Journal. 2019 from June to December to 2020 January, and I don't think I finished this one. I don't remember where I got the idea for this one. So I had goals, and I tried to make these pages my inventory, or kind of like the index, and that didn't work because I ran out of space. I like to have the stats tracker and a balance sheet. And I don't like I don't like this format, so I used something a little bit differently, which was more of this. And I liked this layout because it was more, I don't even know how to describe it. It was more fun than just your stats. And I like to have, you know, different quotes, like to have the June goals or monthly goals, monthly goals. Each page was different. I liked having 2 pages for a book if I needed to. I really liked this layout. But I mean, I think I had a lot of waste too. Yeah, so, well, maybe not. Oh, no, I take that back. I didn't have that much waste. Not as much as I thought. I thought I only got halfway through. And then I borrowed Tia and All the Books format with this style. And she did not do this for 2021. She has an amazing format for 2021. I won't even go there. I don't have the time to do what she did, but I'll leave a link below. So for 2020, I put how many Christian books I read, library book club, because of, you know, what happened in 2020. We only had one meeting. Non-fiction books, fiction books, and how many books I DNF'd. And why did I DNF so many books? Because there were a lot of garbage. There was a lot of garbage. And my dog is whining. What do you want, Sadie? So basically what I just did was how many books I read, label them, the title, what I rated it, how many pages, was it a hardcover or a paperback, am I unhauling them, and the copyright, publishing, when I read it, and what the genre was, and then information about each book. Now, based on how much I liked that book, depended pretty much on how much I wrote about said book. Because, okay, this one, Holy Fire, DNF'd it, not a good Christian book, had lots to say about it. And the only one that got more than that was by Edward Snowden. And, oh, and No Exit got a lot, apparently. DNF'd a lot of books that I had. I know that in 2020, I tried to read a lot of genres that were recommended, a lot of books that were recommended on BookTube that I ended up hating, but also a lot of my old chick lit books that I'm no longer interested in. And so I wanted to get those attempted to read and get them out of the house, which I did. And you can see I haven't finished writing my notes on these books. There are a few that I haven't completed. And that ends 2020. And so 2021, my goal is very simple, 52 books. That's 1 book per week. And same layout, same, you know, it's so easy to keep track of the books in this way. It's not as fun as this one. This layout was more fun for me, so I might go back to this for 2023 maybe, because I'm thinking after this year, I'm not sure how many. Yeah, so this might be good for 1 more year. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. 2022, what do you think, Prometheus?
Maybe.
Maybe. So that's pretty much it, what I do for my journaling, my book journaling. And I think I've shown this one already. This is my layout for my inventory, which I obviously need to rewrite. And what I was considering for 2022 is having a separate inventory, removing the books, obviously, that I've read or unhauled. There's no point in putting those in here because I no longer have them. And yes, I unhaul books that I have enjoyed. I also keep books that I've only given 4 stars and not necessarily 5 stars. If I think I'm going to reread it, I will keep it. And you all know how I feel about rereading. I don't want to do it. My goal for 2022 is to read my books. Oh, where did it go? So I have a bunch of books by Edward Rutherford, and I would like to read all of those books and decide whether or not I'm going to unhaul them. Most likely. And I'm also considering for the inventory list to put the classics on their own pages, put mystery on their own pages, historical fiction, political books on their own pages. What else? Are we good? Okay. So basically just break them up by genre, because I know sometimes when I go to find a book that I've read in the inventory list, it's hard to know where it's going to be. So if it's already broken up by classic or basic fiction or nonfiction, all I have to do is go to that page, find the book, and mark it off. And so that's pretty much it. Those are the book journals, the inventory log right here, and then my current book journal, and then all of the old ones right here, and this being the most recent. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Drop me a note, let me know what you all do for your journaling. Thanks, bye.